Hey everyone, Gone Turbo again. In this video, I would like to share with you guys my recommendations for best colors and display settings for Skyrim Special Edition Xbox One. I want to give a shout out to Braden M650. He is the creator of the mod Display Enhancements. And if you've watched any of my other videos, to me, Display Enhancements has been the most important mod in terms of your display and how it looks. That mod completely supports the brightness and saturation and a bunch of other things to make the look of your game just perfect. So in my last video, Display Enhancements update, Braden M650, the creator of the mod, commented on some of the questions and wonderings I had about the mod. So check out that video. I pinned the comments to the top of the discussion, so check that out. This video also has in the description a look at what the presets of Display Enhancements actually do. Since it was updated, there's been some changes, and with those changes I discovered that my previous settings of Display Enhancements for this load order weren't quite carrying over exactly to the updated version. So I used to have some layers of saturation and contrast, and doesn't quite match the layers that can be adjusted with this update with the Display Enhancements. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not sure. So anyway, in the description I went through every single preset in Display Enhancements, and am noting in the description what each one does for the most part. So where am I going here? All right, so you trigger Display Enhancements with the shout button, and there are a number of different presets that exist. So again, in the description you can see generally what they do. I went through each one. But what I wanted to really do in this video was to just kind of explain that there's a number of things that I try to do in a really great looking game, in a great load order. I've always tried to match colors that really mirror real life. So if I were to be looking at my game and then look out my window on a, in this case, perhaps a summer day, the colors would be pretty similar in saturation and contrast and hue and those kinds of things. And I've kind of tried to emulate that here in the world of Skyrim. So there's two things that I do. First of all, in Vivid Weathers, there are options for saturation. The Vivid Weathers options are in a book, and when you open the book, you can adjust night brightness, interior brightness, saturation, bloom, and I set my saturation to normal. Right there. I set my bloom to very low, and interior brightness, normal, night brightness, dark. So that's the first thing to do. The second thing is, with the new updated Display Enhancements, I've been playing around for hours with this. Like I said, I've gone through every preset. The best thing I can find right now that matches what I previously had is going into the example presets and going to preset 5. Preset 4 and 5 take away that, how I described it before, is that kind of gray filmy layer of the display in Skyrim. Preset 5 does it pretty nicely. Preset 4 does as well, but I would recommend selecting preset 5 and then in cinematic options layering saturation a number of times, 4 times as kind of a benchmark, maybe one more or one less depending on on your taste, but at least 4 layers of saturation, and then go into red, green, blue options and layer 2 blue tint. I know it says that it will slow down the mod if you enable red, blue, and green, so but once it's set, it looks really good, and I think it mirrors what I used to have in previous videos since Display Enhancements has been updated. The other thing, you know, that I want to try to pull off with the blue tint, this is going to sound kind of crazy, and I guess this is the Gone Turbo in me kind of coming out with some of these crazy things. I think our real world of Earth has kind of a blue tint to it. If you're looking out your window on a clear blue day, I know I'm not colorblind, but there is kind of this, with the blue sky and probably the way, light is kind of fractured through our atmosphere. There seems more of a blue tint than anything. Not green, not red, but kind of blue. Comment if I've totally gone crazy, but adding 2 layers of blue tint, to me, it brightens the sky. Not brightens the sky, it adds a little bit more blue to the sky and adds a little bit more blue to the water, and it more or less does mirror kind of a real life look to it. I mean, obviously we can have more blue sky days than others, but that tint really adds to it, in my opinion. So those are my suggestions for how to kind of get around the updated display enhancements to make it look as close to kind of a real life color palette, and also to mirror what I had in that perfect load order. Again, I want to keep it like I had it, and to play with display enhancements to make it work. That's what I came up with. So I hope this has been helpful. One other thing that I'm doing is testing out verdant grass that was updated not too long ago. So far, I'm liking it. The concern I had before is that I thought it was a little bit too tall for just the world, and I don't know if it is my imagination. It seems a little bit more realistic and not too tall as it was before. I don't know. So I'm just going to play with it, not making a determination yet, but I'm going to play with it a little bit and let you guys know what I think. So please feel free to leave any comments with questions or anything regarding this that is just too crazy. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.